Positive Life are the only organisation in Northern Ireland working to support people living or affected by HIV. Northern Ireland continues to see HIV rates increase year on year, disproportionately to the rest of the UK. There are over 1,000 people in Northern Ireland now living with an HIV diagnosis. 41% of those people received their diagnosis at a very late stage. We also know that there's an estimated 200 people who haven't been diagnosed but who are HIV positive. Positive Life provide a whole range of direct services that includes one-to-one support, group therapeutic work and complementary therapies. We run a telephone helpline. We also provide welfare reform advice sessions and HIV testing.
I was diagnosed with HIV in 2010. It's very different if maybe you're diagnosed with cancer, diabetes. You can go home, you can talk to your family, your friends. But when you're diagnosed with HIV, really, who can you talk to for support?
Our communities are very conservative. We have very traditional views about what is an appropriate sexual relationship, and we have some very outdated beliefs around HIV. People tell us that the biggest challenge for them is dealing with the stigma on a day-to-day basis.
Outside, you have to watch what you say. You wouldn't tell no one.
Positive Life recognised that we needed to actually influence government in order to make some policy changes.
Positive Life have led the way when it comes to the topic of HIV. They've met with all of the political parties to get the message out there that we need to reduce this stigma.
That ultimately manifested in the tabling of the motion, which highlighted the increasing new diagnosis and lifted the ban on blood donations for gay men and to decriminalise the sale of self-testing kits in Northern Ireland.
PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's medication that's given to people who are HIV negative to prevent the acquisition of HIV.
We had seen access to this being rolled out across England, Scotland and Wales, and it wasn't happening in Northern Ireland. We worked very closely with the Department of Health to advocate for the rollout of this very progressive drug. A significant area of the work that we do is working to support families who are affected by HIV.
When I told my daughter about my diagnosis, I asked her what she knew from school. She wrote me down an A4 page, and on it showed, "Do not use the same knives and forks. Do not use the same glass." I was horrified. Thankfully, I was able to give her literature from Positive Life that was up to date and factual.
I was born in Northern Ireland, but I had lived in London for many, many years and had decided to come back to live. There were very practical things which needed to be done, which I was extremely nervous about. What would it be like finding a GP? How could I find a dentist? Which hospital should I go to have my blood tests done?
Our positive information sessions are discussion groups about practical kinds of information. We would talk about sharing your HIV diagnosis with your GP, dentist, gynaecologist, and the importance of doing that. Our Just Positive programme is intended to support people who are newly diagnosed. We also have our Positive Peers, who are fully trained mentors.
You can come to this building and immediately feel welcomed and safe in it. The contribution they make to my life is vital.
Positive Life are a small charity, but they're certainly punching above their weight. They're always looking to find ways to reach the problems that our patients present with, and the patients really benefit from the care that they get with Positive Life.